And finally, since most of our viewers of this podcast are students internationally, what do you think youth can do in these instances to help protect civil rights and uphold justice?
Well, I think it's another great question. My short answer is, what can't youth do? I think there's almost nothing that youth can't do. I think we've seen throughout history in the United States and elsewhere that young people often have the best ideas, the most energy, and the most will when people of my age are stuck in their ways, can't see to a newer, better world, and are cautious. And youth are willing to experiment, willing to try something new. And certainly we've delivered a world with terrible problems. We have not figured out climate change. We have not figured out so many things, and we've only made it worse. And if the youth don't find a way to push us aside and take control and set all of us on a different course, we're in real trouble. So I think there is, when I was you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
When I was in high school, in the early 80s, there was a conflict between the teachers and the school. The teachers were in a union. They were bargaining for their next contract. The school was not being generous, and the conflict was really hurting education. The teachers refused to coach any sports teams or lead any band, music, or drama. There were no clubs. It was just classes. They wouldn't prepare before. They just come. It was kind of bad. And after months of negotiations had dragged on, and I remember a group of my classmates said, "We got to do something." And I'm like, "What can we do? We're just students, we're just in high school. Most of us can't even drive." Yet we came together and we said, "Well, let's have a walkout. Let's walk out of school and march to City Hall and say, just settle it. We're not choosing sides between the teachers or the school. Just settle it." That was the easiest organizing I've ever done. That is to convince high school students to skip class and march to City Hall in a warm spring day. It was very easy. Everyone was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And I didn't know that it could do anything and just be performative. But it turned out to play a constructive role in this march and this walkout. Lots of reporters came, and lots of parents got involved, and very quickly, finally, an agreement was struck, and the teachers came back to work, essentially. And I was amazed myself. I didn't think that we high school students had power to do anything. And this was just a small local dispute, not the kind of grand issue you've been asking about. But I mean, the youth have often led the way. They've taken the most chances. They've had the best ideas. They've had the greatest courage to change. And I'm sure hoping that will happen again.
Well, thank you so much for those very encouraging words. And I think we also owe you a thank you for trailblazing the path and serving as a role model, because for years you fought alongside your students to represent underrepresented groups in order for them to get the justice that they deserve. So thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you very much for having me today. It's been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you for being here, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, take care.
Take care.